questions or anything, just discussion and presentation. So if you guys have any questions for Mike Terry, he's here tonight for the workshop, and he's got a presentation to show you guys what hopefully our new fire station is going to look like. Mike?
Well, thank you very much. And please ask questions as we go so we can kind of tackle them. We'll start out with just a few kind of 1,000-foot view things. The fire station total square footage right now as it stands is 17,315. And it is a two-story fire station. And then we'll just kind of.
With a pole?
With a pole, absolutely,
Yay.
yeah. And so we're going to go through, again, these are schematic design documents. So we'll go through and just kind of touch on the basic design elements. Obviously, as y'all are aware, that our street is being renovated or is planned to be renovated. So we're going to work hand in hand with the engineering company to make sure that we coordinate the entrance and exiting out onto that new street, which is vitally important, as you guys know, with the fire station, with the apparatus vehicles. So that's always a critical point. I have a pointer, even though you guys won't see it, so I don't know whether to use it, but. Okay.
Well, his
But you won't see
pointer
the
will
pointer
go back
probably.
behind us. But
But some of the things we wanted to point out on the site, as you guys are aware, there's a creek as we're looking at it to the left. So we have tried to design the fire station to take advantage of the upper part of the site. And so that's why we've positioned it where we've positioned it. The site includes public parking, 6 public parking spots, as well as some private parking, which we have a sliding gate is what we've proposed, which I can kind of show you. It's right there. So this is a fenced-in area that keeps basically the back of the fire station secured. And, of course, that area is the public parking and public access area. Of course, the way it's planned, this is how the vehicles will exit the facility, and when they come back, they will enter and go around. So these are 3 drive-through bays, which we believe is extremely important. There is a screened dumpster area in the back, and then this is a generator and transformer that'll be on an open pad in the back, but again, behind the secure fencing area. So, any questions on that? That's not really the fun stuff, but, we'll get to that.
so we have 1 handicap and 5 just regular spaces for just the
Public.
public, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then all the ones past the fence are for the employees or for
Yes.
the firemen?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Okay. We can move on to the first floor plan. Again, in essence, the sleep quarters are on the second level. So this is really all of of course, the living quarters as far as the day room and those kind of activities are on that first floor. The entrance comes into a lobby which has a it has actually a police office in it and also a shared public restroom. So anybody that comes in has access to an ADA accessible restroom. And then, of course, we call it dispatch or watch room, where the firemen have complete view of everything that's exiting and also anyone that's coming into the fire station. To the left is some administrative office space. Then we go back into the day room area, which is a room that has the day room, also with a kitchen, private pantry rooms per shift. And we also have in this area actually a storm shelter that we're designing in. So, but we have access into the apparatus bay from a door off the main corridor and also a door directly from the day room area that goes out for quick access to that. On the right side of the plan are basically kind of more work-type areas. We have an exterior storage that you can access from the outside for lawnmower or whatever storage that is. And then the turnout gear area, the scuba equipment workroom, and then we have actually the exercise room is over on that corner with a pad that goes directly to the outside for them to coordinate with their exercise activities. I did mention off the kitchen, there is a covered patio in the back we'll stub up some gas lines for grills and different things, so. Any real questions about that? I will mention, and you'll see this on the second floor, of course, the apparatus bays are basically height-wise two-story spaces. And so what we have, obviously, over the day room and office areas where the sleep areas are upstairs, but on the opposite side, we're actually using that area for storage type facilities. So we're utilizing the building height that we have for some hopefully well-needed storage spaces. So, great.
For comparison reference, what is the, do we know the current square footage size of the apparatus bay in the current station, just to be able to get an idea of how much?
These are a little longer. We have 4 drive-through bays. They're about 80 feet, 75, 80 feet right now. I think these are closer to 90, is that correct? So about 10 feet longer.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions on the first floor? Okay, we can move on to the second floor. Again, the space in the middle is just open to the apparatus bay. So as you can see on the left are the sleep rooms, and we have 2 larger ones for the lieutenants or whomever, and then the other sleep rooms. Right now, we've identified 3 sleep rooms for the EMS function. So we've also incorporated private bathrooms. You can see in the middle, which also helps with gender separation. So it's I think a really good design, and the way it works is really nice. The fire pole is right there. So of course, this stair is actually in the day room administrative area, but the other exit from the upstairs is out directly into the apparatus bay and down a stair that leads them down into that area. And that's where the fire pole is located. So the fire pole is actually in the apparatus bay, and that's a great thing because a lot of times when they do the fire poles, because of the openings, you don't want any of those fumes or anything else coming in to those sleep areas. So it's much better to move the fire pole where it's out into the apparatus bay from a safety precaution. And then over on the left side, as we spoke about, stair, and we're just utilizing the space that's there and identifying just a couple of, 3 areas of kind of storage and areas. We're also working on having some areas for training, and that's actually a little area where we've mimicked a window, like a second floor window, that would be really nice training from down below, and we're looking at tie-offs and different things for other training type situations that we're kind of working on right now, but that'll be incorporated into the design. Questions on the second floor? Great. We move on to the elevations. These are what we're looking at on the exterior. I actually have 2 of the different views of the front, but in essence, it's a masonry type veneer situation. We've got brick. We have some cut stone type materials there, And then anything that has to be trim work or painted will probably end up being a hardy-type product, a cement board. We do have red apparatus doors, which I guess if we move down to the next image, we can kind of see those a little better. We tried to design a facility that would blend well in a residential neighborhood, but also with the newer commercial-type facilities that's out there near us. And as the opportunity to grow, we kind of wanted to have a blend and not have something that was primarily a residential design, and so felt like that we've hopefully accomplished that, so. Yes, sir.
The smaller door, is nothing like the brush truck or something of that nature?
The smaller door? Which door was that?
Would be the third door.
Oh, the interior?
The third red door.
That one there? Actually, these doors are all the same size. I think,
Size, it just doesn't show up.
I think there's a shadow line
shadow,
there
yeah,
that's
covers.
kind of covering part of that. But yes, all 6 doors, the 3 on the front and the back are the same size. Yes, sir.
And that, the one next to the red door going inside, just the entry door, that part that juts out, that's going away and it's going to be bollards.
Oh, yes. We've changed that. These are what I call concrete bollards, but because of the man door, we've actually put a pipe bollard there.
So somebody doesn't trip.
Right. Matter of fact, on the fly-through video we did, we fixed it on that, and you'll see it.
And then because I'm going to be asked this question, do we allow that split face block material?
Well, the intent is it's not going to be split-face block.
Okay, what is that going to be, the gray?
This is it is a man-made stone product, but it's not, right now, we're not thinking split face, we're thinking more
Okay, I
of a
thought you
smoother
had said,
face.
I thought you had said some type of,
If I said split face, I didn't mean to. I didn't. That's not what we're thinking right now. That
Okay.
it would be
It's
more
just that
smoother textured.
anytime the city builds something, if it doesn't meet the same code as we require the community to
Sure.
do, we hear about it. So I
Right.
just wanted to reference that.
Again, it's probably, what we've drawn now is like I think it's like a 16 by 24 size. So it's bigger than a block. And so we don't want it to any way mimic a concrete block. We want it to look like a stone piece, but it is a man-made product.
Is it concrete?
It's actually, well, there's concrete in it, but I couldn't give you the exact spec because every vendor we have that provides that has a little bit different makeup in it, but it is concrete.
I mean, it looks nice, it's just, you understand what I'm saying.
Sure. But yeah, we typically try to stay away from any product that looks like a split face block. Okay? Any questions about the elevations? The video that we can pull up now actually will show a fly-through around the exterior and also in several rooms on the inside. So kind of give you a better feel for. Yeah.
So that wing wall that on elevation, I guess I'm gonna call it number 2,
Yes.
that wing wall is blocking the view of the workout
Yes.
area.
It's just blocking, so from the street, they don't have to worry about people
Right.
staring at them, but, yes. Okay. Again, this just kind of helps let y'all see all sides of it. You can see the outdoor patio area that's covered on the back, which is off the kitchen. And that's the exercise surface that we're still trying to figure out exactly what that might end up being. But
Was it an intent one time to have windows here?
up on the second level? No, we kind of just did that as a design because that's storage space up there.
Okay, I just see, it looks like a, well,
Like
anyway.
a brick, it's like a brick relief that we kind
Okay,
of showed up
because
there.
it looks like maybe at one point there were windows and then they were removed, so that's just like a kind
It's
of
a
a reveal or
relief
something,
that,
yeah.
that mimics a window opening, but it's not really there. This is the, entering the day room area. And you can get a view of the kitchen.
Now, that refrigerator's not gonna be there, right? So that's just gonna be a general use?
Yes.
Okay,
And there's actually, it doesn't show it, but there's a refrigerator and pantry
in the pantries
space.
of each
Three separate,
shift.
yeah, rooms for that, so.
And then were there two TVs? Was there one on,
One of them was what we're thinking is gonna be a monitor
like for,
for calls.
We have one in the bay now.
oh, okay,
Runs up all our calls and has CAD, split screen on it, so we can.
so they'll have that on the side of them, and then where their stadium chair type things are facing will be just the regular TV?
Yes, yes,
We'll
ma'am.
probably have some monitors upstairs at the exits also, so when they get a call, they can glance up and actually see what that call could be, what information is already out on it.
We'll actually look at one of the sleep rooms, which they're all basically the same. But they do have a bed and lockers and a desk for them to use. And of course, there'll be blackout shades on the windows.
And there's a filtered water station up there?
Yes, ma'am.
That's nice.
Our preference would be to eliminate the drinking fountain altogether and just have a
Oh,
bottled.
that
a
filtered
bottled.
water station is so nice. I mean,
Yeah.
they have it at the gym out here, and I love that.
Again, it's good to see a little bit of a scale to what the apparatus bay is. And then this is the exercise room. We're going in. I'm sure there'll be a little more equipment in there than what I'm showing, but
What is the wall material on the inside?
okay, the apparatus bay and all of the support spaces for it is all block, concrete block painted. And when you get over to the living quarters and administration areas, that's actually a gypboard type finish. It saves a lot of money doing it that way instead of trying to do it all in block. What we find is the firemen really do a great job of taking care of their stuff, and that there's usually not holes in the walls and different things because they treat it like home, so. Which in essence it is, you know. Well, great. Again, this is just schematic design. This is where we're at, and of course, we're going to be, once we've get the approval to move forward, we'll be certainly diving into all the details, and it'll get a lot more defined, but that's where we've landed, at least now, on the design, so. Great. It is very nice. I'm excited about it.
I mean, we can obviously tell there's been a lot of thought put into this, and I love the idea, well, it saves money to go up, so that's good, but also separating the living quarters from the rest of the facility, I think that's a benefit to the firemen. And then this, Chief, you had told me about this room, the medical exam police room that's right off the entry. Yeah.
So that room will have a dual purpose. It's listed as police and medical exam. So even at our station now, we have a lot of people that walk up to the station, they're sick, something wrong with them, they need to get checked out. Currently, we have to walk them through the station. So with this, we can walk them right into that room, keep them isolated. We're not, if they are contagious or anything, we're not walking through our living space and bringing that to everybody that works there. So we'll have some medical equipment in there, kind of same stuff we carry on the trucks, just to do some quick vitals and stuff, especially if the ambulance is out of the station and we're waiting on another one to come in. They can stay right there. We can help stabilize them in that room. And like I said, we don't have to bring them in through the station. And the flip side of that, the police office, that room will have a keyed lock on it, a key code that only the Fairview employees will have. If one of the officers is out on that end of town, needs to come in and do a report, or needs to have a secure computer line into their database or something like that, it'll be set up there, so they won't have to always run into the middle of town. Or if any of the detectives might want to talk to somebody off-site, they can bring them in there and chat with them, or anything like that. So it's just another space.
And they do have a restroom that they have access to, so.
And if they need to use the restroom, they
Yeah.
can pop in there and use the restroom.
Well, and as you know, I'll just bring this up because I have personal experience with this. So, two different situations. One, I was bit by a snake, and I ran both of them were on holidays. And our local,
Urgent care.
thank you, I forgot what, Fast Pace. Okay, anyway, our local Fast Pace wasn't open that day, and my situations were serious enough that I needed to be seen right away. So Chief Hughes helped me in the snake bite situation. And then, but we didn't have that room that you were talking about. I had to go right into where their kitchen was. So then the other one, I'd had a surgery and I started hemorrhaging real bad and lost a ton of blood, and the ambulance wasn't there. So we're in the parking lot and they're taking care of me in the parking lot. So I think, I guess people would be like, why would we need that? But that's why we need that room, that medical room.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate our firemen for being, here for our community when something like that does happen, so.
Absolutely.
On that site plan, is the left side, does that parcel go all the way to 96, or does it stop short? So it won't be exposed to
It's
96?
the new, well, again, what we've seen from the plans that we've gotten a hold of, which their plans are preliminary too, is at the end of our property is where the new road starts to turn back. And so some of that and that's all down there near the creek. And that was one reason we tried to be uphill, number one, but as far away from what's happening down there. And as everything moves forward, obviously, we're going to coordinate with them and make sure that everything works.
And do you remember how many feet that entrance is from where the intersection will be?
I do not know right now.
I think on the site plan, it shows it a little bit, that other property. I think the body's still on it. It kind of looks like a C with a really narrow cap on it. But there is some road frontage there. I think the way they divided this lot up was to keep that road frontage. But there is a significant building site that would be on that end before you get to the station.
And our thought was the exiting of the fire station is probably the most critical. And as they come back from a call, they're going to be closer to where their road veers, but it's a whole different process going in than it is coming out. So again, we wanted to free up that exiting as much as we could to avoid any of that intersecting road that's down on the corner.
And our plan is for that road to be 3 lanes, right? So it'd be a turning lane, 2 lanes, so we shouldn't have any issue getting out if there's a stack back up or whatever. Awesome. I'm sorry if we sound disengaged. I got a VIP tour from Chief yesterday, so I've seen all this. So he stole your thunder a little bit, but it
No,
looks
no,
great.
that's
It looks
okay.
awesome.
Yeah,
Exciting.
me as well, but that was exciting. Yep.
Well, and we haven't got to the point that we needed that, but it may be that we have some preemption type system.
We will.
Depending on once we get the road and understand fully how it's done. And hopefully there's going to be a traffic signal there. So again, the preemption type system, we probably will end up making part of our project, but.
You may have answered this with Vice Mayor Butler. I just want to make sure I'm clear. So is this only visible from Northwest Highway, or is it visible only from Northwest?
Yeah, I have not, I can't imagine that it would be visible from 96.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. I don't mind that. I just was curious.
I guess I'm still a little confused about the development along 96 there. I know that the barbecue place is kind of right there, but again, with trees being cleared, then there's probably a good chance that there will be a visible view of that.
You said just under $1 million to build this, probably? Yeah, let's start tomorrow.
This is a question for Scott. How many additional staffing are you gonna need to man this?
So we plan this building to take us into the future. It's going to be built as a 50-year building, kind of the standard right now. This station would probably be in service for 100 years with the way it's built. But we went ahead and thought ahead. So our thought is 2 companies would run out of it, an engine company and eventually a ladder company along with EMS. But currently, we don't have the need for a ladder on that end of town. We just don't have the structures that require it. Now, if we start getting hotels, things like that, if that music venue that's 90 feet tall comes in out there, then at that point, we'd need a ladder company to run out of there. But we built it for 2 full companies to run out of it, so 2 4-man companies, so an engine and a ladder can run out of it, because we set aside 8 bedrooms for the firefighters and then 3 for EMS personnel. To answer your question, one day it could be full with 8. I probably won't be here at the time that it's full with 8, but we'd like to open it up with 4 personnel on each shift. So that would be an additional 12 personnel, hopefully, at the time that we open that up.
Good, thank you, sir.
And during our meeting, you mentioned that the administrative, including you, would move over to that building.
Correct. We'll have, the training officer will be out there, myself. There's a room for a future assistant chief, and then fire marshal's offices will be out there. We also have a large conference training classroom, and that's for testing purposes. It'll hold 12 to 15 firefighters. That's important for us for just our normal every month and daily training that we do. But for the state, they require a classroom to have 15 seats in it to come out and do firefighter testing on site. So we could be a testing site. Other firefighters could travel here instead of down to Bell Buckle to take their written tests. And then our firefighters can stay here and take their written tests instead of driving the hour and 15 minutes to Bell Buckle.
And there wouldn't be a need for another training tower. We would just use the one out by
Correct.
Bowie Park.
Yeah, anytime they would do live burn training, they'd come into town, that station would, and we'd cover the area, backfill it. If they came in to do live fire training, they'd just come here, to the main station and do it, the current main station. And then, like Mike was saying, there are some training elements that we're building into the bay just to take advantage of that space, that we have for being 2 stories. So they'll be able to do some rope training, some ladder training, and a few other things there that that we're able to do on the tower currently. But before the tower, we didn't have anything to do that type training with that wasn't on the ground.
Chief Hughes, this might be a question for you, or maybe even Tom. I know when we met, we talked about the EMS opportunity there, and it's labeled on the documents in front of us. But do we know a timeline of when that'll be official, or whether or not a timeline on when they will make a decision on that's something they want to do or not?
I know the EMS chief is in favor of it. I've talked with him at length with it. They like the design. He's seen it. He thanked us for thinking about it and putting it in there. They already have in the budget a second ambulance out here for Fairview. It's going to be Medic 19. It's currently slotted as a daytime ambulance, a 12-hour ambulance. They just don't have anywhere to put it right now. They've got the money in the budget. They got the staffing. They just can't. They don't have anywhere to keep it, so they haven't started that yet. I think it came on. The budget part of it came online in January. They just don't have a place to park the ambulance at night when the crews are in between calls. Their thought was to bring that on as a 12-hour truck, and as soon as this station opened up, make it a 24-hour truck. So that would benefit our citizens because we'd have 2 ambulances in town. We would not lose the one at Bowie Park. We'd keep it there. So we'd have 2. So his next conversation would be with the county to just, and I told him it would be kind of a significant commitment and a partnership between us and them to have that space there. So they understand that because they're trying to build stations all over the county right now, so they understand the cost. And I think it's just getting them to put it in the budget.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Just to touch back on what Vice Mayor Butler asked, the property boundary of this piece sits about 275-ish, 280 feet off of Highway 96.
Anything else? Thank you so much.
Well,
We
thank you.
appreciate the presentation.
We are very excited and again.
We are too.
Grateful to be selected to do this and work with the city of Fairview, so.
Nice
we're-
work.
we're,
We can tell that there was a good collaboration and a lot of thought process that went on with this. So it looks great.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday.
Okay, so I guess we'll take a break and reconvene at 7 p.m. for our BOC meeting.